You know, people can come to a session and they sit in a chair or they recline on a couch and they wonder, when will it begin? And they think they have to do something special, to listen closely, or to try to understand every single word. But the truth is, you don't have to listen to me at all. Your conscious mind can wander. It can think about the room. It can notice the temperature of the air on your hands, or it can think about an old memory from long ago, while your unconscious mind listens to everything it needs to hear. And you don't even have to close your eyes until they are ready to close, all by themselves. Perhaps they will close on a word, or perhaps they will close between the words, or perhaps they will just find a spot on the wall and watch that spot until the spot begins to blur. And as it blurs, you might notice that a heavy, comfortable blanket of comfort is beginning to settle over your eyelids, so heavy that it's simply easier to let them drift down, shut. That's right, because breathing is something you know how to do without ever having to think about it. You don't wake up in the middle of the night and remind your lungs to expand. They just do it. You don't remind your heart to beat. It just does it. There is a profound, deep wisdom inside your body that has been taking care of you since before you even had words to ask for help. And that same unconscious wisdom knows exactly how to build a deep, unshakable certainty. I wonder if you can remember what it was like when you were a very small child learning how to walk. You don't remember it consciously, of course, but your body remembers. You stood up and you wobbled, and your little muscles had to make thousands of micro adjustments every second just to stay upright. And then you took a step and you fell down. Now, a conscious adult, if they fell down on their first attempt at something, might sit on the floor and think, well, I guess I'm just not a walker. I don't have the confidence for this. What will the other babies think of me? But a child's unconscious mind doesn't know how to doubt. It doesn't know how to hesitate. The child just looks at a toy across the room, and the body stands back up, and it tries again and again, until one day, walking becomes automatic. It becomes a part of who you are. You don't walk down the street today thinking, look at me, I'm doing it, I'm walking. You just walk. And confidence, real, unshakable confidence, is exactly like that. It's not a feeling of being better than anyone else. It's not a loud voice. It is simply forgetting to doubt. It is the automatic, quiet assumption that your feet will catch you when you step. Many years ago, I knew a man who lived in the desert, and he loved to look at the cactus plants, the great saguaro cactus. If you've ever seen one, you know they stand completely still in the middle of the blazing heat and the fierce desert winds. And if you were to ask that cactus, how do you stand so tall when the storm blows? It wouldn't answer you with words. But if it could, it might tell you that it doesn't fight the wind. It doesn't brace itself and get tense. It has roots that go down, deep into the dry earth, searching for the hidden, cool moisture far below the surface. The wind blows against its skin, and the cactus just allows the wind to pass, because it knows exactly where its center is. It doesn't need the wind's permission to stand in the desert. It just belongs there. And your unconscious mind can begin to grow those roots today, deep down, past the old criticisms, past the old times when you felt small, or when someone made you feel like you weren't enough. Those old memories are just dry leaves blowing across the desert floor. They don't touch the roots. They can't. And as you sit there, drifting, floating, down into a very comfortable, very deep state of restful awareness, your mind can begin to sort through its archives, like an old librarian in a very quiet room, turning over the pages of an old book, looking for a specific entry. Your unconscious mind can find a moment any moment, where you felt completely right. It might have been a moment when you solved a difficult problem, or when you looked out at a beautiful view, or perhaps a quiet moment when you were just reading a book and you felt completely at peace with yourself. And I want your unconscious mind to take the feeling from that moment, the physical sensation of quiet correctness, and amplify it. Let it spread, like a drop of ink falling into a glass of clear water, watching the color swirl and expand until the entire glass changes color, slowly, inevitably, effortlessly. And you don't have to know how it's happening or when it will be complete. You can just enjoy the comfort of knowing that the work is being done beneath the surface. And in the days and weeks ahead, you might be surprised to notice a change. You might be sitting in a meeting or walking into a room full of people or speaking to someone important, and suddenly you will realize that the old hesitation just isn't there. You didn't try to be confident, you just forgot to worry. You will hear your voice sounding steady and clear, and you will look back later and think, my, that was easy. And every time you see the color blue, or every time you hear the sound of a clock ticking, or the sound of your own footsteps on the pavement, your unconscious mind will take that as a private signal to deepen this root system, to make that inner core just a little bit more solid, a little bit more unshakable, a little bit more you. So just continue to rest there, for as long as your unconscious mind desires, letting these ideas settle, like seeds planted in rich, dark soil, waiting for the spring. And when you are ready, and only when you are fully ready, you can allow a deep breath to come into your lungs, and you can bring your awareness back to the room, feeling entirely refreshed, completely comfortable, and quietly secure in your own skin, bringing your eyes open whenever it feels right.